Colleen Ballinger, a Flippant Narcissist? Part 1. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Colleen Ballinger has been brought to my attention. I'd never even heard of her before, but clearly plenty of people had, as she is a very popular, or perhaps at least was, very popular YouTuber and comedian. A little bit of background in case you, like me, haven't a clue who she is. She was born on the 21st of November 1986, and she's an American comedian, YouTuber, actress, singer, and writer. So she's an entertainer. She is best known for her creation and portrayal of the internet character Miranda Sings, posting videos of the character on YouTube, performing her one-woman comedy act on tour in theatres worldwide, and creating and starring in a Netflix original series titled Haters Back Off. Ballinger created the comically talentless, egotistical, and eccentric character to satirize the many YouTube videos featuring people singing badly in hopes of breaking into show business, but who appear unaware of their lack of talent. Seems to me that's fair play. Plenty of those deluded individuals all over the internet, and of course, they often make their way onto shows such as America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, Pop Idol, and so forth. Invariably, the freak rounds, as I call them, are the most entertaining when these deluded individuals wander on and caterwaul their way through a pop or rock hit. It's clear that some individuals know they can't sing and they're just in it for the laughs and a little bit of exposure. But you do see some seriously deluded individuals, no doubt that Miss Ballinger has focused upon, who truly cannot sing but think they can, and believe that they've got oodles of talent. These types of individuals often have some kind of mental health issue, and amongst them, there are invariably a number of narcissists, typically lesser or mid-range, who believe that they've got talent, who believe that they can sing, they believe that they can dance, etc., but they patently can't. But they're so wrapped up in their narcissistic delusion that they're not aware of this. Returning to Miss Ballinger, she also features comedy and lifestyle videos on her personal YouTube channel and a vlog channel, Colleen Vlogs. Her YouTube channels combined have surpassed 5 billion total views, so pretty successful. The Miranda Sings channel has more than 10 million subscribers, and the character has more than 13 million TikTok followers and 6 million Instagram followers. Ballinger won a Teen Choice Award for Web Star Comedy and a Streamy Award as Best Actress. Ballinger has appeared as an actress and singer in theatre, television, recordings, and web series. She appeared in the web series Escape the Night, played Dawn in the Broadway musical Waitress, guest starred as Miranda Sings on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, and has appeared 3 times on The Tonight Show, among other talk shows. Ballinger has also published 2 best-selling books written in Miranda's voice, Self-Help and My Diary. Clearly, the individual has some talent and has hit upon a rather successful vein of entertainment, judging by the number of views, the number of incidences of appearance on popular television programs, and therefore, clearly is it a rich vein that people identify with. However, it would appear that some controversy has come her way, which causes her behaviour to be questioned and for her to be scrutinised. So that's a little bit of background to who she is, but let's learn more about what's been going wrong for her. Rolling Stone magazine, in an article by C.T. Jones, states, fans built her an internet empire. Now they're tearing it down. When Adam McIntyre was 10 years old, he found something he thought was utterly, breathtakingly, overwhelmingly special: YouTube. Sure, the Irish preteen had the same classes and the same background as most of his peers in Brighton, England, but while his classmates followed more mainstream celebrities, pop sensations and blockbuster action stars, McIntyre was focused on the new site and its budding brand of superstars. YouTubers back then was not like it is now, McIntyre tells Rolling Stone. It was a very weird concept. I felt so much different than anyone who was in my class at school. To distract himself from bullying and the other difficulties of early adolescence, he began combing through videos on YouTube and found a favourite in comedian Colleen Ballinger. But what started as a gradual offhand interest quickly brought McIntyre into a close friendship with Ballinger, that now, at 20, he alleges was exploitative, abusive, and toxic. Ballinger denied these claims in 2020, but has not responded to additional complaints or Rolling Stone's recent multiple requests for comment. Pausing there. It is evident that there are two versions that are being advanced. Mr. McIntyre suggesting that he's been abused, that he's been subjected to toxic behaviour, perhaps that he only realises now, as he gains a better understanding of the world around him aged 20, that is what has happened to him, that when he was a child, naive, lacking the appropriate tools, he was not aware of what was happening. Ballinger issued a denial at the time and hasn't, at least to Rolling Stone, responded to comment. She has responded by way of a video. More on that later. If what Mr. McIntyre states is true, her being exploitative shows a sense of entitlement. It shows an absence of emotional empathy for him. If he's been abusive, this is demonstrative of manipulative behaviours. And he describes the relationship as toxic. This would also demonstrate that there's a lack of accountability, and therefore highlights a number of narcissistic indicators. The article continues by explaining, and as more of the first true children of the internet come of age and reevaluate their online relationships with their favourite YouTube stars, another realisation is sweeping and shattering internet fandoms. The intimate way early YouTube stars cultivated relationships with their followers made them famous. It also opened the doors for widespread abuse. Now, pausing there, it behooves me to make this point. Might it be that when these individuals become older, they look back upon what went on and apply a gloss of seeing it as exploitative and abusive, when in actual fact, it may not actually have been that way. Instead, it was simply the case that they grew close to someone that they admired, that they were made to feel special themselves, because they found somebody who went on to become famous through work on YouTube, that they were an early adopter, and they may well, as part of the interactions, have been identified and highlighted as somebody that early YouTuber would interact with. When somebody is creating a platform, one of the things that they must do is engage with the fans, with the readers, with the viewers. And in the early days, many people who are there first find it a very rewarding experience as they get immediate access to the star of the show. At that juncture, the star of the show is relatively unknown, but it may be the case that that person really enjoys their work, their writing, their singing, whatever it might be. And because that person has talent and ability and works hard at cultivating an audience and making connections and networking, they reach superstardom. That person continues the journey and will probably find that their level of access reduces as the YouTuber becomes more famous, has more on their plate. And that possibly could colour the view, as that individual perhaps feels abandoned by the superstar, put to one side. I'm not suggesting that that is necessarily the case with Mr. McIntyre as we work through the material, but it is important to make that observation that the dynamic that existed back then is being looked at with older eyes. Those older eyes may see it entirely accurately, but there are instances that what went on then, which wasn't seen as a problem, suddenly becomes a problem Of course, it can go the other way, that behaviour back then that wasn't seen as a problem ought to have been seen as a problem. And it is only years later that people realise that. A good example of that, of course, is the many disclosures that occurred in relation to, in the United Kingdom, Operation Yewtree, where behaviour from stars towards primarily female individuals resulted in convictions for people such as Stuart Hall and Rolf Harris, that those individuals sexually assaulted younger people, utilising their fame and their authoritative position, and at the time nobody did anything because they were just seen as characters, and that was the culture at the time. Didn't make it right, and now, with a different viewpoint years later, they've had to account for their criminal behaviour. But it is worthwhile making those points as part of a balanced examination of what has gone on. Accordingly, we have a situation where Mr. McIntyre struck up a close friendship with Ballinger, and now he alleges that it was exploitative, abusive, and toxic. Join me in part 2 as we examine more about these allegations.